Batman, your message said urgent. I've fought across galaxies, defeated warlords, conquered planets. But the Beyonder is different. He's not just powerful, he's fundamentally beyond our reality. How do you plan to fight something that exists outside normal physics? What brings the detective to seek help from an alien warrior about defeating the impossible?
Thragg, I appreciate you coming. Your experience fighting planetary threats matters less here than your willingness to think beyond conventional limits. The Beyonder isn't invincible, just powerful. Everything has weakness. Physics, biology, psychology. Reality itself. The Beyonder operates within those same frameworks. He just pretends he doesn't. My job is finding what he's hiding, what he's afraid of. Then we exploit it.
You're talking about finding weakness in being that claims omnipotence. That's dangerous assumption. What if he's not pretending? What if he truly is beyond everything and we waste time looking for non-existent weakness? How do you even begin to fight someone like that? Direct assault fails. Negotiation assumes he cares. What's your actual strategy beyond optimistic philosophy?
The Beyonder has shown up multiple times. He's observed Earth, interfered in conflicts, made choices. That behavior proves limitation. Omnipotent being wouldn't need to visit, wouldn't need to observe, wouldn't make choices. The Beyonder is powerful but not omnipotent. He's playing God, but he's still bound by something, my theory. He's locked into observing reality without directly controlling it. He can't just snap his fingers and win. That's his cage.
If he's locked into observation mode, how does that help us? Observation doesn't protect him from attack, but it limits what he can do to us offensively. But we still can't hurt him if he exists outside normal reality. Viltrumites have strength beyond measure and we'd be powerless against him. You need something beyond physical force. You need to trap him somehow. Force him into reality where he's vulnerable. How do you contain being that exists outside normal space?
By changing what normal space is. Reality is malleable. Dr. Strange showed me how. We can create pocket dimensions with different rules, different physics. I'm working with magical specialists on dimensional cage specifically calibrated to his frequency. Once he enters, the cage collapses normal reality around him, forces him into confined space where his power becomes finite instead of infinite. He'll be trapped in bubble universe with no way out.
Trapping him in pocket dimension. That could work if you execute perfectly. But getting him into cage requires him to enter willingly or being forced in. You can't overpower him into dimensional doorway. How do you get the Beyonder to walk into trap? He's too intelligent to fall for obvious bait. And if he realizes what you're doing, he simply refuses or destroys your cage before you activate it.
We use his own nature against him. The Beyonder is addicted to observation and conflict. He watches because he's fascinated by struggle. I'm going to create scenarios so complex, so unprecedented, that he can't resist examining it closely. A situation where his observation actually matters to outcome. We make him believe his presence in our reality affects whether humanity survives or fails. That narcissism will pull him closer until he's close enough for the cage.
Creating scenarios so compelling he abandons caution and enters trap. That requires perfect execution and absolute commitment to scenario. One hint of deception and he kills everyone involved. But if it works, you trap omnipotent being in finite space. Then what? You can't kill him. You can't reason with him. You can't contain him permanently if he decides to break free. What's the permanent solution after you trap him?
Let's get Robin's input.
The Beyonder's greatest weakness isn't power, it's purpose. He has none. He exists but doesn't know why. He observes and interferes but doesn't understand what he's trying to accomplish. If we trap him and then force him to confront that meaninglessness, force him to exist without ability to observe or escape, his mind breaks. Omnipotent being becomes suicidal when trapped in meaningless existence. He'll destroy himself rather than face infinite emptiness. That's how we win.
Breaking his mind through forced meaninglessness. That's darker than I expected from Batman, but it works. Immortal beings suffer most when stripped of purpose and observation. If the Beyonder can't escape and can't observe and has nothing to do, he'll deteriorate psychologically. Eventually, he'll choose to stop existing rather than endure. But psychological torture of omnipotent being could have unpredictable consequences. His mind fragmenting could tear reality apart.
Reality degradation is calculated risk. We've prepared fail-safes with cosmic entities who owe favors. If the Beyonder's mental collapse destabilizes reality, they'll stabilize it. The watchtower and key locations will be shielded during his breakdown. We're sacrificing normal peace for permanent security. Better to risk reality damage containing him than let him roam free indefinitely. He's already interfering too much. This ends with him either trapped or dead.
Master Bruce, this operation assumes the Beyonder will actually enter your dimensional trap. If he suspects deception even slightly, the entire plan collapses. You're also assuming psychological torture will actually affect Omnipotent being in predictable way. What if his mind doesn't break? What if he simply remains conscious and aware forever, becoming even more dangerous from isolation? Have you considered this might create worse problem than original threat?
You're willing to risk everything to eliminate one threat. That's commitment I respect, but also frightens me. Once you trap the Beyonder, you become responsible for containing him forever. No escape, no negotiation, just eternal imprisonment. One breach, he's loose again with millennia of rage and resentment. The burden of that containment would fall on whoever guards him. Are you prepared for that endless responsibility?
Alfred's right about risks. That's why we execute Phase 2 if Phase 1 fails. Once he's trapped, if psychological deterioration doesn't work within specified time frame, we activate dimensional implosion. The pocket universe collapses inward with him inside. It won't kill him, but it will compress him into non-conscious state. He'll exist, but not think, not perceive, not feel. Better than conscious eternity, but permanent containment either way. He doesn't get freedom.
Trap him in observation-proof cage where he either breaks mentally or gets compressed into dormancy. Two outcomes, both lead to permanent removal of threat. It's brutal and final. I respect that approach. It's what needs to happen. The Beyonder is too dangerous to coexist with normal universe. I'll help coordinate the trap setup. My people have experience with dimensional barriers from wars across galaxies. Together we can make cage that holds. Let's end the Beyonder's reign over reality. This is war.